but especially Mr. Davis and Mrs. Tiefert concerning the refuse weights, the size of the bins, the issues that arise as a result of increasing these amounts. And it's always a difficult decision, but I'm going to support it. I'm going to say a couple of words of why. First of all, I think all the right questions were asked. And Mr. Brick, last week you made some very practical comments about what the rate increases really mean, and then how they're used, and how, at least in the case of refuse, how we put aside funding every year to close our landfill in 50 years. I mean, costs that we're better off budgeting for as we do our own home budgets in order to be successful at the end of the line when that landfill finally does close and we have the funding to properly close it for the safety of our community. I also noted last week that if in fact we do lose the litigation on the transfer of $1.3 million, it potentially means less of a rate increase in the future. It also means that the general fund will have to make up that difference. And we don't have an answer to that because that has not been completed in litigation yet. But it's clear to me what the consequences would be one way or the other. Also, as difficult as it is to hold rates flat, our utility has done that year over year. They have done it for 10 years out of 20 on the electrical side. And they have also done it for 5 years out of 20 on the water side. So I have to say to the community, this is a really well-run utility that has enormously high bond rating, affords seniors and others programs to help with insulation and water conservation. And the difficult part is no matter what we do, we will at some point end up raising rates, just the way eyeglass frames go up every year, or the way gasoline goes up from time to time, the way Social Security's increased slightly from time to time. I mean, these are facts of our lives, death and taxes, right? We can't get away from it. But I find that the work that our utility does is done on a very efficient basis. Not only do they continue to meet a renewable portfolio goal, but they also continue to keep those rates, as Mr. Davis was just reflecting, in a manner that overall tracks the rate of inflation. And the rate of inflation has been very low over the last 10 years, certainly. On balance, we've gone through ups and downs. And I'm gratified to hear that we do have support for seniors. We have support on the electrical side for people who qualify with lower incomes, and that we have a project share, so that community members who feel like they're being left out do have a place to turn and have a conversation with in order to increase the efficiency and the energy consumption in their homes. So, on balance, those are the reasons that I'm going to support this. I also noted last week, and I read all the 3 protest letters and the 3 people who spoke in protest at the hearing last week, and I wanted to note that as well, that was taken into consideration. So yes, it's difficult, but yes, we have one of the finest utilities in the country. And I think that just like other expenses rise over the years, we've been able to really track the rate of inflation in terms of our increasing costs, and that is to be applauded, both on the sewer and solid waste side, as well as on the energy and the water side. So I am going to support these increases. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gabel.